If you are listening to this, then I and everyone else have gone. But humanity has survived. And you, well done for finding this tape. For I hid this narration deep in the catacombs of Reddit, in a subreddit so obscure it would not be found for hundreds of years. I have taken it upon myself to document the great events of our time for future generations. So, child, sit back, take note, because this is how the Gamestop trade war really went down. The following tale is an underdog story like no other. David versus Goliath. Average Joes versus Globo Jim. That chess girl against the Russian guy. The COVID bat versus humanity. And now, Reddit versus Wall Street. It was January of the year 2021, also known as the 13th month of 2020.
Oh, lousy smarch weather.
Which had already seen new lockdowns, the second presidential impeachment for Donald Trump, and some guy in bearskin and horns conquered the U.S. government. Things were not looking good for our main character, Gamestop, a retail chain that sold video games like Fallout and Rollercoaster Tycoon 3. They were struggling. To understand this next part, you need to know what shorting the market is. To put it simply, shorting is making a bet that a company's share price is going to go down. If it does, then you get profit. If it doesn't, you make a loss. Several billion-dollar hedge funds on Wall Street made a number of large shorts that GameStop's share price would be going down. It's like if you saved your whole life to open a bakery, and that bakery was struggling. Then a bunch of millionaires start taking bets that you're gonna go bankrupt. However, what the bankers and traders didn't know was that deep in the realms of the internet, on the subreddit Wall Street Bets, neckbeards and regular folk alike were plotting a masterstroke. They organized to buy stocks, not just in GameStop, but in other companies Wall Street had shorted as well, like AMC movie theaters and BlackBerry. The plan was simple. Buy the stocks as a group in bulk, which in turn caused the share price to soar, profiting at the expense of the Wall Street hedge funds. Then, facing humongous losses, the hedge fund would be forced to buy back their stocks, and the price rises further. It's a tactic that the funds had used regularly themselves. Oh man, it was like Andy Dufresne walking into a Portland bank and withdrawing all Warden Norton's money. Ordinary people became millionaires overnight. When I think of Jill from down the street driving south in a new Bugatti Veyron, it always makes me laugh. Some were probably already on their way to Zawataneo. And that's how it went. A real David and Goliath story with a happy ending. Until Robin Hood stepped in. You see, the financial platform that the heroic Redditors used to buy the stocks, Robin Hood, a platform that offered the common people the chance to compete with the financial leviathans, had other ideas. Named after the British medieval folk hero who stole from the poor and gave it to the rich. And that's exactly what they did. Because in the Sherwood Forest part of the internet, Robin Hood and his merry men decided to prevent further trading from retailers, while Wall Street was still allowed to back out of their huge bets. The share price tumbled, and the regular folk lost a lot of money. Maid Marian said they did it because of low cash reserves. But the wily Redditors smelt foul play. There were cries that Robin Hood had been paid off by Wall Street. These cries echoed through the Ethernet cables of the world. Social media turned into a frenzy. Wall Street went running to the regulators because traders famously want more regulation and rules, saying, "How can this manipulation be allowed? This is against the rules, and more importantly, this time we are losing." The free market, so often lauded by the finance world, seemed about as free as Shawshank Prison. But let's just take a moment to mourn for the boomer investor losses along the way. Charles Winkleberry lost $32 million. Arthur Bavro-Marg, his losses meant he had to let his under-butler go. Jonathan Shortstock is down 3 ivory bank scratches. And Dennis Fuke de Porson, well, he's had to cut back on essentials like dodo eggs. Meanwhile, this story united friend and foe, neoliberal and regular liberal alike. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, famously anti-free market, joined forces with the newly self-proclaimed man of the people, Ted Cruz, who can smell a drop of populist opportunity from a mile away. They suggested joining forces to hold the wrongdoers accountable. The richest man in the world, often at war with the hedge fund shorters, Elon Musk, entered the fray with a tweet. But what people just don't get is that these common people don't understand the risks. What Reddit doesn't understand is there's going to be a few winners and a lot of losers. Maybe the losers should get a government bailout, and they just carry on placing those same bets. But what really happened, who knows? Maybe Robin Hood aren't total pricks bought off by powerful interests. Maybe people really are seeing Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 as a similar hedge against inflation, like Bitcoin. Maybe Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 will become the new gold. If you are from the future, let me know in the comment section of this recording how this panned out. Is the market free? Or is it actually one rule for one and another for everyone else? Do people pay for their groceries with Rollercoaster Tycoon? What we really want to know is, what will the Reddit conglomerate do next? Maybe they'll replace gun shipments with Furbies, or vote a duck in as president. Anything to teach those greedy boomers a lesson. And whoever finds this tape, if you could lip sync over the top of my voice at this part, that would be cool. Give whoever it is a like and a subscribe, so he can continue to research the whereabouts of more of these tapes that I've left behind.